Greetings, night owls and brave listeners. Today we're going to dive into something dark. Something that shouldn't be spoken out loud. But hey, you came here to scare. So here we go. The Last Ride at Hollows Fair. A terrifying story for late-night listeners. Circus Tent Chapter 1, A Night Off. Mara hadn't meant to come here. She was supposed to be home tonight. Alone. Again. Another night of silence and guilt and memories that wouldn't stay buried. But something in her snapped when she saw the flyer for Hollows Fair, a traveling carnival making its last stop before winter. Neon lights, spinning rides, cotton candy clouds. It looked like escape. So she went. It was late by the time she arrived, but the fair was still buzzing with life. Laughter echoed through the air. Music played from old speakers. The smell of fried dough and burnt sugar clung to everything. She wandered past games and fortune tellers, trying not to think about what had brought her here. Trying not to remember the sound of tires screeching. The crash. The silence after. Then she met them. Busts in Silhouette Chapter 2, The Group. Child 1. Liam, the kid. A boy no older than 10, standing alone near the bumper cars. His eyes were wide with excitement. He wore a clown nose and kept giggling to himself. "You're new," he said, suddenly beside her. "I know who you are." Mara smiled nervously. "Do I look that lost?" He tilted his head. "You don't belong here." Before she could respond, he ran off. Later, she found out he'd been coming here every year since he was 5. His parents worked at the fair. Or so he said. No one remembered seeing them. Woman red hair too. Tess, the photographer. She was taking pictures of the Ferris wheel. Her camera flashed constantly, like she was trying to capture something invisible. "I've been here 3 nights," she told Mara. "Every time, someone disappears." "Probably just kids playing pranks," Mara replied. Tess didn't smile. "They don't come back." Tess wasn't joking. She was an amateur paranormal investigator. 2 years ago, her younger sister vanished during a visit to a haunted amusement park in Ohio. Tess had spent months trying to find answers. Now, she thought she was close. She showed Mara a photo from earlier that night. In it, Liam stood next to a figure wearing a stitched-up suit and red gloves. No one else was there when she took the picture. Man curly hair 3. Eli, the mechanic. Working on the carousel. Tall, grease under his nails, tired eyes. "This place is wrong," he muttered. "Rides break, but they fix themselves. No one remembers the same attractions from 1 hour to the next." "Maybe it's just a weird place," Mara offered. He looked at her. "Or maybe it's feeding on us." Eli used to work at another carnival. 5 years ago, a ride malfunctioned. A girl died. After that, strange things started happening. He left the industry. But somehow, Hollows Fair always found him. He said he came here to prove it wasn't all in his head. Now, he wasn't sure if he wanted proof. Woman white hair 4. Nina, the fortune teller. In a tent draped with velvet. She reached for Mara's hand without speaking. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered. "Not tonight." "Why not?" Nina hesitated. Then she leaned close. "Because tonight, the ringmaster chooses." She explained that once a year, the fair selected a victim, someone whose pain made them vulnerable. That person would become part of the show forever. Mara laughed. That sounds like a horror movie. Nina's eyes turned black for a second. It is a horror movie, she said. And we're all in it. Manbald 5. Gabe, the security guard. Last one to join. Wary. Watchful. Said he'd been working here for 2 weeks. I'm trying to find the others, he told Mara. People who came in. Never left. She thought he was joking. Until the scream started. Gabe had a scar across his neck. When asked about it, he just said, I tried to leave once. He survived. Most people didn't. Speaker High Volume Chapter 3, The Screams. It began with the music. The cheerful tune stopped. Replaced by static. Then laughter, slow, distorted, too high-pitched. The crowd thinned. People vanished mid-step. 1 second there, the next gone. Mara turned to call out. She was alone. Then came the voice. Welcome to the show. Low. Smooth. Twisted. She spun around. And saw him. Clownface Chapter 4, The Ringmaster. He stood under the Ferris wheel. Bathed in red light. His face was painted like a traditional clown, white base, red lips, big eyes. But something was wrong. His mouth stretched too far. His limbs moved in unnatural ways. His suit was stitched together with mismatched fabrics, like it had been sewn from different corpses. He bowed. I'm so glad you came, he said. We've been waiting for someone like you. Mara backed away. Who are you? He smiled wider. I'm the ringmaster. And tonight, we play. Suddenly, the lights flickered. And she wasn't alone anymore. Ghost Chapter 5, The Others Appear. The rest of the group appeared, Liam, Tess, Eli, Nina, Gabe. All bound to chairs in a circle. The ringmaster stepped forward. We all have secrets, he said. Tonight, you'll share yours. Or you'll disappear. He pointed at Liam. The boy screamed. Then vanished. No flash. No noise. Just gone. Next was Tess. She begged. She cried. She showed him photos of her missing sister. He laughed. She disappeared. One by one. Until only Mara and Gabe remained. Candle Chapter 6, The Game Begins. The ringmaster turned to her. I know your secret, he said. You killed someone, didn't you? Her heart pounded. It was an accident, she choked out. I didn't mean to. But you did, he interrupted. And now you must pay. She tried to run. The chairs vanished. She stood alone in the middle of the fair. The rides were broken now. Creaking. Groaning. And everywhere, clowns. Watching. Laughing. Waiting. Ogre Chapter 7, The Other Monsters. As she fled deeper into the park, Mara discovered more creatures lurking in the shadows. There was the Calliope lady, who sang lullabies in a voice that cracked glass. The mirror man, who lived inside reflective surfaces and mimicked her movements in reverse. And worst of all, the Children of Joy, a group of pale-faced kids who danced endlessly in circles, whispering nursery rhymes backwards. They weren't real. But they weren't illusions either. They were victims. Trapped forever in the game. Brain Chapter 8, Mara's Secret. She finally reached the center of the park, a large stage surrounded by broken rides. The ringmaster waited there. So many fears, he said. So little time. He pulled a lever. A screen lit up behind him. It showed Mara's past. The night she drove drunk. The pedestrian stepping into the road. The crash. The silence. The body under the sheet. You carry it with you, he whispered. Good. It makes you perfect. She fell to her knees. I didn't mean to do it, she sobbed. That doesn't matter, he said. Pain is pain. Guilt is guilt. He raised his hand. And then. Door Chapter 9, The Final Choice. A door appeared. Red. Tall. With rusted hinges. The ringmaster gestured toward it. Step through, he said. Or stay and play. She hesitated. Behind her, the fairgrounds were empty. No people. No sounds. Only darkness. She opened the door. Inside was nothing. Pitch black. She took a step. Then another. And the door slammed shut behind her. Man-zombie epilogue, open end. Days passed. The fair vanished. Newspapers reported strange disappearances. Gabe was never found. Neither was Mara. But sometimes, if you visit the empty field where Hollow's Fair once stood, you can hear laughter echoing in the wind. And if you listen closely enough, you might hear her voice. Calling out. Begging to be let out. Was it real? Was Mara guilty? Yes. But was she the monster? No. That title belonged to the ringmaster. And he was still out there. Looking for the next audience.